Hey there guitar players, it's Anthony here at Cutting Edge Guitar. In this lesson I want to talk you through how you go about taking things like the spider example that I've been working through in my last few video tutorials here on YouTube, how you take that from 8th notes into 16th notes. So basically I've done this along with drum tracks, a bit like the one here. This is 100 BPM. 100 BPM I should say, and I've been doing this in 8th notes, this sort of thing. So how I'm counting that along to the beat, we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So what we want to do with 16th notes, we want to get it to a point where it would come out like this: 2, 3, 4, 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Now, that's basically, it's double the speed. So how do you go about getting to a point where you can do these things? If you've just taken all of those videos that I've done, imagine you're a beginner guitar player. You've been playing at sort of 80 BPM when we started this in 8th notes. And when I say beginner, you know, probably a sort of early stages guitar player wanting to get into lead guitar and all that sort of thing. And you've just done the hard slog of doing every 5 BPM, working up with me up to 120 BPM, which I've told you is a fairly musical tempo, which is true because 120 BPM is where you'll find a lot of modern rock music is at. Once you've got that up to around there, now I'm saying, well, where you really want to be is you want to double the tempo so you can do 16th notes. And you're thinking, you know, give us a chance, and I've just worked up to there and what have you. Now, the point is, how you work that process through, I would go back to 80 BPM, and I would then go to the 16th note. So I'd try 80 BPM and do 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 eander, 4 eander. Now, you may well be thinking, well, why would I want to do that? Again, like we've talked about these these things in these videos where you might be going, well, this is a bit, you know, boring. I don't want to do exercises like this and what have you. Well, let's say for first and foremost, if you're an advanced guitar player looking at this, you think, well, why do I want to play that? Well, more than why do I want to play that, I think what we should look at is the problems that you'll face if you can't do it. Now, here's a lot of people that would watch content like this or subscribe to channels like mine and all that sort of stuff. They aren't always honest with themselves about their own playing ability. And I mean, even from me, I'm not sitting here saying that I think I'm the best guitarist since sliced bread, because I absolutely am not. And but one of the things that helps keep you on the straight and narrow with your practice is to be honest about your pitfalls. Like anybody who's watching this, they could quite easily say, well, you're not very good at this, you're not very good at this, you know, etc. I guarantee that I know more about the pitfalls in my playing than anybody else out there anywhere. And also I say this to my students quite a lot, is that if I sat with a student and we both wrote a list of all the things that we would want to improve on the guitar, I guarantee that my list would be far longer than my student's list. And a lot of people look at that and they would go, well, how? Like, surely if you're a guitar teacher, you should be able to do everything, right? Well, if only that was the case. You've always got to work on things. You can always improve. Music is infinitely perfectible. But the thing is as well, like any subject that's deep, like playing an instrument, playing music, or, you know, anything that is a deep, something that requires deep understanding, is the more you learn about this subject, the more you learn there is to learn. You know, once upon a time I just wanted to be able to play rock guitar. Then you find virtuoso rock guitar, and then you go, you know, all the rabbit holes you can go down with that, they're almost endless. And then you do a load of years of working on that stuff, and you go, what about jazz guitar? And you go, oh, hold on a minute, I overlooked blues. Like, there's so much to blues. Like, people think, oh, you just learn the blues scale and away you go. Yeah, but then also there's so many avenues you can go down. It's almost endless. What you can play on a guitar is endless. So it always needs constant work. So if you're an advanced guitar player, I would suggest that being able to do stuff like this, 100 BPM isn't quick, but with your legato ideas, hammer-ons and pull-offs, that sort of thing, it will come out like this: 3, 4. So I'll stop that there so it doesn't go on for too long. But the thing is, if you're looking at this going, well, yeah, I could do that, I could do that. Well, get a 100 BPM drum track or 100 BPM metronome on and try it and see how you get on. And if your notes are all over the place and it's not as rhythmically on point as you'd like it to be, well, I guarantee something. You're never going to be able to play with the legato prowess of someone like Brett Garsed. Now, Brett Garsed is one of my absolute favourite players. I absolutely can't play like Brett Garsed because he's an alien and he's an amazing legato player. But one of the things that I enjoy doing when I pick up the guitar to play for myself and work on these things, I enjoy trying to get that sort of legato sound that Brett would do, working towards them sorts of things. And, you know, that's a big part of the passion for me. A big part of the fun is just practicing, enjoying playing the guitar, working on it. And the fact that there's things to work on is fun. That's part of the whole process. So the thing is, when you're working on stuff like this, Brett Garsed puts those kinds of things into a scale run. So he would do, let's say if I'm playing up A Dorian, he might do something like this. So what I've done there is I've got some normal scale stuff. Then I've added in that chromatic little bit there. So if I just try and play that to the drum track, that'll come out like this. 2, 3, 4. So my point is with this sort of thing is just, you know, you've got to be humble enough to have a look at these things and be like, right, okay, this is going to need some work, etc., etc. So the thing is with this as well is that I'm looking at these purely from the perspective of like warming up and all that sort of stuff. But once you've got good control of your finger independence, it opens up a whole new world of ideas and everything to you. So in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a 100 BPM play along in 16th notes. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it for about 5 minutes, and I'm going to do 16th notes up and then down in each position. So I'm going to go all the way up to the 12th fret, and then I'm going to go straight back down. So when I get to the 12th fret, I'll descend at the 12th fret area like this. Then I'm going to move back to my 11th fret, and I'm going to do it all the way back down to the 1st fret. I'm going to stop at that 1st fret, and then we'll just do it a couple of times until I've done 5 minutes. Now, one of the things with that video is because it's 100 BPM, what I'm going to talk about is how you can use YouTube to slow the video down or speed it up as to how you want to play along with it. So check that video out, and I'll see you over there in a minute. Cheers.